It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1692, recorded Tuesday, September 11th, 2018. Butter us up. On this episode of the Giz Wiz, we have some new LED gadgets, a great gift idea for you. I continue my organizational gadget theme, and a new What the Heck Is It? All next on the Giz Wiz!
It's the same show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now.
Now! And here he is, our ringleader of gadgets, Dick DeBartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing good, sir. And you?
Doing great myself. Just got back from a trip.
Ireland, right?
Yes. I showed up in Ireland, Dublin, spent 2 days there, went to Edinburgh, and had a wonderful time, and then went up to Belfast, Northern Ireland, and spent the rest of my time there. It was fantastic. I must have seen 100 castles, drank many pints of Guinness, and sheared a sheep or two. I didn't do the whole
Oh, wow. What was this? Was this Minecraft related, or was this just a vacation?
No, this was all Minecraft related. Well, I guess not all. Is the weekend was Minecraft related. I went to a convention, Minevention, which is the European Minecraft conventions. I've been to a few mine fairs here in the States, but Minevention does everything in Europe, and so went there, and they had a great event out of Lisburn, and which is really close to Belfast, and so it was a fantastic event. It was really, really fun, and so I just decided to get up there as soon as I could to enjoy Ireland and Scotland and then Northern Ireland. So it was all great. It was fantastic.
Oh, great, great. Yeah. Back here, I went to, unfortunately, one of the people at Mad, he was retired. Nick Meglin was one of the co-editors for many, many years and had retired, but we were still very close. And he passed on unexpectedly and told his kids, if you want to have a party for me, I want no sadness. I just want people to come. I want you to order tons of deli food from Katz, my favorite deli. So we had all that, and then each person spoke a little. And the story I told was the amazing way that Nick got me into Mad is I was reading Mad back in high school, and then after a while I wanted to write it. So I bought a book on submitting to magazines, and it said, unless an article comes from an agent, a magazine will throw it away if you haven't sent a self-addressed stamped envelope. And also, it had a list of magazines that would accept unsolicited manuscripts. Unfortunately, Mad was one of them. So I sent off my article. I had my big envelope with my own postage. And about a month after I sent it in, my envelope comes back, and I am so depressed. And then later in the day, I thought, well, I'll open it. Maybe it says it was almost good, or it's too close to something we're doing. So I opened it, and there's no script in there. There's cardboard in there. And I take the cardboard out, and it says, ha, ha, ha. Thought this was a script being rejected. Stapled to this cardboard is a check for $100.
What?
This is in the early 60s. I'm in high school. $100 was like, whoa, what are you kidding me?
Time to buy a Tesla. No.
Yes, yeah. And then it said, please call me. I want to talk to you about more stuff for Mad. Signed, Nick Meglin.
Wow.
And I started working for Mad. And then he said, you're doing funny. You should be writing the movies. And so, I mean, I owed him a lot.
Were you in New York at the time still?
The whole time. Yeah. And it was funny. The very last time I saw him, I said, Nick, if it wasn't for you, I would not have 52 years of writing for Mad Magazine. And you know, Nick, I'll never forgive you for that.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I could have been working at Payless. I could have been a shoe salesman. Anyway, so so there were events all weekend, so it was kind of fun.
That is fun. Oh my gosh. There's constantly things in my life that I think, gosh, if that one thing hadn't have happened, where would I be now?
Yes. I mean that
crazy thing.
I mean that set up 52 years of what I do.
Yeah.
It is astounding, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there was, for me, there was a media class in high school that I almost didn't take because I wanted to be in movies and TV, and this was about like news, basically, more broadcast news type stuff. I thought, I don't think I really want to take this class. It's not up my alley. If there was something about film, I'd take it. But I took it, and literally, I mean, I would say 90% of what I do every day, all I was learned in that class, is from editing to hosting to shooting, working with camera equipment, lighting, green screen. I mean, just absolutely everything is from that high school class. I took some electives in college. I took some film lighting and stuff like that. But always, I was 15 steps ahead of everyone else because of that high school class. And that's also why I uploaded my first YouTube video. It was a school project that I uploaded. And if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have decided to forego the TV and film and go into YouTube. I could have been a movie star right now. That was a pretty bad decision. Yeah.
You could have been making movies. We all would have been movie stars. We go, call Chad. He'll put you in a movie.
Yeah, dang. Man.
Oh, now call Chad. He'll put you in Minecraft.
Exactly. Yeah. Man, that's crazy.
And we wouldn't be doing this if our
wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, exactly. So,
well, we got
let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it because we got multiple gadgets. We have, I think, a pretty good warehouse. We have a what the heck was it and a what the heck is it. So tons of stuff this episode.
Exactly. So an LED, but a different kind of LED that you might like. It's the Giz Wiz, and welcome to Disneyland Studio. Look at that neat pin spot. Here's another pin spot. Let's follow the pin spot to my George Lucas letter. And my pin spot on my Jack Davis original. And then, of course, you'll need a pin spot for your mirrored ball. Every office has one, right? Okay, this is my pin spot. Also great for Halloween. Whoa! All right, so I'm going to unplug it here so we can see it. So pin spots, as you saw, is a circle of light to highlight something that you want people to be sure to see. Now, back when I had my disco houseboat, I bought a pin spot at a company called MGM Stage Lighting. It was $210, okay? Now, it did a lot of things. It had a bar, a lever so you could move the spin of the pin up and down, and you could drop in something called Lecos where you could make a New York City background. With this pin spot, well, this is it, actually. This is the pin spot. So the difference with this one is you vary the size of the pin that you want by actually moving the lamp, okay? So if you want a wide pin, you have to get way back like that. However, there are some advantages to this one. It was not $210.
Big advantage.
It was not $110. It was almost $10, just a little bit more. Let me highlight this box. Okay, LED series, LED pin spot was, well, you wouldn't see it if I shine it on that. It was $13. Okay. And it's LED, so it doesn't get hot. I really like this a lot. All right. Now, it looks like it comes in colors, although on Amazon they just show it in white. And I got the one in white. As a matter of fact, I bought a second one because I like that one that lights the studio's mat so much. I didn't want to move it, so I figured, you know what? For $13, I'll just buy another one. So it just comes with this little fitting. So you would screw this fitting into the ceiling or a shelf and then aim it at the artwork that you want. There's a little screw over here that's tight right now. But again, you will have to move this physically to the place that will make the circle of light that you want. So it's not terribly convenient to do. With the floor thing, it took like 20 minutes moving it around the shelf and then finding a place where I could mount it where it would actually highlight that. But for artwork, for anything you want to draw attention to, and I love the fact that it's LED and it doesn't get hot. My $210 spotlight, you could actually fry eggs on that guy. So I like this a lot. It's the LED beam spotlight. Let's hear reviews. 61 customer reviews, and it looks like it got 4 stars. No, not bad. Dickie Bartolo, Man's Maddest Writer, and the Giz Wiz one-take theater here at gizwiz.tv. I'm in the spotlight, but it's not plugged in.
I like that a lot. That is really hard to get a light that has that perfect oval.
Yes.
No fringing. It's not, it's the opposite of a soft light. It's as hard as it can get. That's really difficult to do. And it takes some type of ellipsoidal light to have multiple lenses on it. So having it all integrated is actually really nice.
And also it is bright. We've both had LED things. I think you had the LED flash, strobe.
Yes.
That you would have to stick your head in it to know it's actually flashing.
Right.
This is a 3-watt LED, and it really is nice. I mean, the bracket is just that single piece of bent metal, but if you're putting on a little show or something, kids would love to have one. Kids who are playing theater, a couple of these would make you feel like you're doing real stagecraft.
Yeah, I like it.
So, yeah.
And I
also
could really see also at exhibits or trade shows, getting lights on a booth is really difficult to do, and having something small, not warm or hot at all, to point it somewhere, very good, very good.
No, absolutely. And they do at the very end of the copy, it does say, this is a mini pin spot. It's not a large commercial projector, but for a room or certainly a booth at a trade show, anything like that, this really does the job for $12.99.
I agree. I like it a lot. In fact,
perfect.
I'm going to keep this in mind because every once, even I have a booth at a trade show. At a lot of my inventions, I have a booth. Having a little light would be really cool. It'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
So for a few weeks, we're doing something different. We're having the Chad Extra, where Chad does a gadget that's not in a theme, just anything he happens to like or find.
Extra, read all about it.
All about it.
I'm kind of using it's not always going to be this, but I've been doing the stuff that I got off of Amazon Prime Day. Got a few things off of Amazon Prime Day. This one was last week we had a rather expensive one. This one's another rather expensive one. It is a robotic vacuum that helped me tremendously. So let's take a look at the Evax vacuum. Hey Diggy D, so here we are in my house checking out the D-Bot 900 series. So this is the robot vacuum. Looks an awful lot like many of the Roomba style vacuums you've seen. It's circular, but this one has something a little bit different, which is right here. It's a little LiDAR detector that sweeps around to detect exactly what type of room it is in. Let me show you the bottom of it real fast. Uh-oh. I did just do a cleaning right before to kind of show you what the inside looks like. But this is what the bottom looks like. One thing that I do want to point out is that this interchanges. You can have it just be a vacuum or have the vacuum and agitator included. It has these bars, and as you can see, there's already tons of pet hair caught in between these bars. So every once in a while you have to go in here and clean that out, get rid of it, and then you're ready to go. Now my phone is super duper messy. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that quickly. Okay.
I wish that was design was fixed, because I hate those.
It has a little base station that I can find automatically. Also, right here is where you get to the reservoir. And like I said, I did a cleaning just before, just to kind of show you how much it will clean. And I had this box all set up just to kind of show that off. There we go. That's about as much as it gets in a single cleaning. It does have a nice filter on the back, which I've been pretty happy with to keep dust away and those sorts of things. So let's put that all back together. This pretty easily fits back into the robot. All I have to do is lift the handle, drop it in from the top, shut it down, and then close the top. And there we go, we're ready for a new cleaning. So let me go ahead and show you the app. Now, in order for this to start cleaning, I do need to make sure this is resting on the base. And it should say, I am relocated once it actually lands on the charging port. There we go.
I am relocating.
There we go. So now it knows exactly where its home is. This is what the app looks like. And you can see, it's kind of loading in a little bit. This is what the floor plan of my home is like. So zooming in over here, you can see the little robot. This is his little charging station. When he's sitting on the charging station, that he knows that he is home, or she is home, and then can go and clean other areas of the house. It does take a little while to set up this map. My house was a little bit larger than it can do on a single charge. So it had to go through the house twice. It took a while, probably a few hours, in order for this to do. You can notice a few parts of the house, like right here, there's a table right there. It can't ever reach under there. You can see that there's a white and a gray area. Gray means that it hasn't been cleaned recently. White means that it has been cleaned recently. So that's why you can see that with this table, there's some areas around it that it wasn't able to reach and it wasn't able to clean. There's another table right there that it has difficulty with the legs. So that is that. You do see this area has a little bit of red. I have added a boundary. This is where my bed is, and over here I have charging cables and things for my computers, and so I make sure it doesn't get tangled by setting up a boundary for it to not go into. One cool thing is that it will try to auto-detect rooms. Because this is one big room, basically, it doesn't really work so well in that area, but I could say to just clean an area, so I can choose that. It does, for some reason, put it always into landscape mode. So let's put it in landscape mode. And then here are the rooms that it's detected. Obviously the big living room area. I have a little closet right there, but I could say if I wanted to clean just that room, which is the bedroom, and then go. And I don't think I hit that correctly. And then it will make its way over to that area of the house. It's leaving right now. Goodbye, little guy. And because it is able to detect what is around it, it shouldn't get stuck. Right now I don't know why it's not moving. Maybe it's because I'm standing here. It doesn't like that. But it should be able to make its way over to the other side. Scared the cat. Should be able to make its way over to the other side of the house. Now it is returning back to the charging. And because it's a smart robot, it knows exactly how to get there, which is pretty cool. That it can move from one room to another pretty quickly and pretty accurately. Also, because this has the LiDAR, it knows exactly how big the room is. So it will clean in straight lines, and it'll make sure to make turns and corners and things like that, so that you actually have the vacuum lines as if someone was actually vacuuming, which is nice because I've had a Roomba before and it just randomly bounces around the room. It might miss an area or two because it doesn't actually know what the room looks like. It's just hoping that eventually, given enough time, it will vacuum every single spot. So this does a really good job of hitting every single area. Okay, so the price, and I've never seen this before on Amazon, so we're actually gonna see a first that I've never experienced before. So here it is. It's not the EVAX, it's the EcoVax D-Bot. This is the one that I got, except right now there isn't a price. It says available from these sellers. If you scroll down, it says item under review. While this item is available from other market sellers, it is not currently offered by Amazon.com because customers have told us there may be something wrong with our inventory of the item. We're working to fix this as quick as possible. I've never seen that before. Item under review.
No, neither have I. Wow, so it was $400?
Yes, it was. So originally it's $400, and you can even see it available from these sellers. It's sold used a whole bunch, and then if you keep scrolling down, used like new, and it's still almost $400. Now, I ended up getting it on Prime Day, so I got it for $299, $100 off, so it was $300 for the vacuum. And this isn't going to give as good of a clean as maybe a $300 manual vacuum, but the cool thing is that it's automatic, you don't have to do anything, and I have a lot of hardwood floors that have a lot of pet hair on them that just drive me crazy. Okay, so that's how much it cost, and that's weird that you can't get it right now. I'm not exactly sure why. But the other thing is that the reviews, I've loved it. I've absolutely loved this robot. It's the least expensive of this type of higher end. The reviews actually have kind of a bump at the 1 stars. And there's a whole bunch of people that say that they got it and it didn't work right out of the box, that it gave up after a little while. So that's what a lot of the 1-star reviews are saying, is that it wasn't good kind of once they got it. Now, I've had mine for months and I have loved it, and it hasn't ever, given up the ghost yet. So it's been great for me. Looking at some of the photos, there's one photo in particular that I want to show off that really is just like music to my ears. This one right here, which you can see the lines of how it tracked through the room to clean, and then actually I guess it started here, cleaned that way, it was finished, and it left the room with this one little thing right here.
Oh, okay.
So that is something that you get from a robot that has a LiDAR in it. You're never going to get that type of a clean from just the normal Roomba that is randomly bouncing around the room in order to try to clean it. So I really, really, really like that about this robot, is that it's able to do that. Also, if you select a specific room for it to clean, like I was trying to mention this in the video, is it will go directly there, through doorways, around couches, and get there, and then clean, and then leave the same way, so it can go back home, which is really, really nice and really useful.
And that's what it did earlier, because you sent it on its way.
Right. So I sent it on its way, but I was like, I'm not going to wait for it to clean anything. I'm just going to send it back home.
I see.
So I clicked go home, and it went back home. That's what I cut out of the video. Okay. I find it incredibly useful, incredibly wonderful. You can also see a little bit of what I'm talking about. They do, I guess, a better job of it in the description here with a whole bunch of images, is that it can scan the room, it can see the boundaries, it makes its own blueprint of the house. You can set up digital boundaries so that it won't go in there. You can also set up rooms if it can detect a room, and then it'll do it all for you, which is pretty great. The downsides here, the things that I don't like about it. Its battery isn't strong enough to go through my entire house. If I want to do the entire bottom floor of my house, it does have to recharge halfway through. If you interrupt it in any way, if you bump it, and if you bump it a bit, it can detect where it is. But if you were to take it, pick it up, and set it down 3 feet away, it would not know where it is anymore until you put it back on the charging station. So if it's going through its clean and you can tell that it's got caught on some paper, or if you forgot a sock on the ground and it sucked up a sock, and you try to fix that, basically you have to go put it back on the home station and then it'll restart everything. It won't start again where it is. I really also hate the design that uses those 2 bars on that bottom cover, because pet hair gets caught in that like crazy. And so I just decided to live with it, and I try to clean it every time I open up the reservoir. Now that it takes us to the reservoir, the cleaning reservoir is one of the smaller that I've seen. It's a pretty small thing for as much as I want it to work. My Roomba knockoff, which was a Eufy product, the same guys who do Anchor, that had a much bigger reservoir, and I would fill that up. So I know that there's probably stuff that it's not picking up because the reservoir is totally full. I did see a question in the chat room, how does it do with pet hair, which is the #1 reason why I have it, and it's great. I love it. The pet hair it gets picked up. It does need the agitator to pick up a lot of pet hair. It does have a way to take the agitator out, that brush that rolls around. Right. You can take that out and add just a pure suction only. It does make it a little bit louder, and I find that it doesn't work as well. So I like to use the agitator all the time.
And the cats it doesn't scare the cats?
They might get a little spooked every once in a while, but they don't go crazy. They've learned to kind of ignore it. In the beginning, it was like all hands on deck. What the heck is this thing moving through the house? But after a few months of it, it goes by and they just kind of watch it as it goes on. Sometimes it'll bump into them too, because it can go like because it's so thin, it'll go underneath the bed and stuff like that, and they might be hanging out under there, and they're like, you might see a cat run off every once in a while. So yeah, it looks like Marsworm has a different Ecovacs, and it has a larger bin than mine does. Oh. Yes, so this is very similar. The one that he has is very similar to the Eufy that I had. In fact, some of these products are so gosh darn similar that I suspect this is almost exactly like the Eufy that I had. This bin was much larger, or is much larger. It's so similar that I almost wonder if this is a thing where like one guy makes it and then 5 people white label it and sell it a whole bunch of times. So yeah, and that's it for the Ecovacs D-Bot 900 series. I'm still not sure. I don't know if that's an Amazon thing or maybe the product is wrong as to why it's not being sold at the moment on Amazon. But so far, I've liked it a lot.
Very good.
I'll hand the baton back over to you.
Okay, and I have a gift idea that's pretty decent for the price.
We have a new bakery here in the neighborhood. They make butter cookies that are so butter rich, they're unbelievable. Here's a sample. This is just one of them. And I don't know how they get that rich, buttery taste. Okay, so that is a stick of butter direct from the refrigerator. And we have soft rolls. They're called Hawaiian rolls. I don't know if that's a national brand or not.
Oh, yeah,
but
it is.
I love these.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah.
These savory butter
It's like an international brand.
And you know the deal. You try to butter a roll and they rip apart if the butter's from the refrigerator. So I saw this online, the Jagger Spitz Elegant Butter Knife. Fun, yet elegant. Family and friends will love it. Okay, it says it comes cradled in a decorative inlay cutout. Okay. They don't even mention this classy cellophane.
Ooh.
Which is wrapped. Bags. Let's get to the elegant inlay. All right. Did they glue it closed? No, they didn't. Okay. Oh, whoa. Wrapped in designer paper. Designer paper.
That's almost royal.
And there it is. They also don't mention that it's also sheathed in ritzy plastic. All right, so there's the cutout. No, actually, it's not a bad presentation. Wow. All right, so the idea here is for you to guess how it works. There is nothing in the box except the elegant decorator paper. All right. You know, we're not at the computer. I think I remember seeing curls of butter. You know, you need to have gloves on for this. Oh, okay. Well, that's doing nothing. Well, that made a little bit. You can make...
Maybe if you pulled it towards you.
Pull it toward me, Dennis says. Okay. Okay. Well, this is making sheets of... All right, well, you can make a little
I've never seen a knife do that before.
That, I think you could put on a... But I'm not quite sure.
It does need instructions.
It would be nice.
It would be great.
Then we have this up at the end. And is that going to make a little... Oh, this is something. Oh, this is if you want to make butter curls.
Classic,
you know what? With my
butter curls.
I wish I had known this earlier, because when I started losing my hair, I could have went out with butter. Oh, it's the butter curls I like. All right, and let me do one more. Well, you know what? You can do things with it. My guess is... All right, it's a bit of a hassle, but now I'm not crazy about this. I assume that these are very soft rolls. All right, I think these little butter curls are going to be the best. Yeah, they work. These little guys work good.
It only requires 15 minutes of...
All right,
yes,
so it does
exactly.
work. My guess is...
You got to develop a technique.
Exactly. Dennis said you have to develop a technique. So we'll take this into the dark room. Does anybody even know what a dark room is? So it's kind of silly that they don't have anything in the... Actually, these, just in a few minutes in this room, and we just have an LED light overhead, is getting very soft. But you know what? These are good to give as a gift, because then you don't have to learn how to use it. It's their problem. Okay? So I will grant you that. It probably makes a good gift. I think it was $11.50, but I'll super the price on the bottom of the screen. And we're taping this in early September. I'll give it 3.5 stars out of 5. The Giz Wiz, Dick DeBartolo, Man's Minutes Writer, One Take Theater here at GizWiz.tv in Disneyland Test Kitchen. Bye. I just butter you up.
3.5 buttered rolls out of 5.
Yes. No, the chat room saying, just put it in the microwave for 10 seconds.
Hit the room temperature butter button. You're right. You know, I started to think it couldn't possibly, whoa, get out of here. It couldn't possibly have an entire Amazon page without any instructions. Nah, the only thing, the closest image.
See that? I didn't get that.
The closest image to instructions you get. But that's it, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, it does show what a classy knife. Man, things shipped from China, they do love their poly bags. They'll poly bag anything. And then other than that, you scroll all the way down. Not even the reviews have photos to give you any indication on how you're supposed to use it.
No, a lot of people just said, that's a nice gift. I guess no one wants to actually own it. They just want to give it away.
They all just wanted to, let their friends figure it out.
I mean, it's stained. According to the copy, it's stainless, and the packaging is fairly nice. And I guess if you're going to someone's house for breakfast, for brunch or something, it's a nice little inexpensive gift, and let them worry about how it works.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah.
Cool. Well, it's interesting. I don't know what to say about it, really.
Yeah, I know. I expected. I thought I was going to run it over, and I was going to have these big tubes of little butter coming out, and
you'd be able to butter anything with butter right out of the fridge. And there is still a heated debate between butter in the fridge and butter on the table going around. I always do what this is how I do all of my produce and everything, is how it was stored in the store is how I will store it when I get it to the house. Because I constantly was putting my limes and oranges into the refrigerator because I would think, you know, I got to store it in there. But at the store, they're just out, and so I don't do that anymore because they can just sit out on the counter. I guess that doesn't really work with things like almond milk and soy milk. You can buy those, I guess, unrefrigerated. And then, of course, if the packaging says keep refrigerated after opening, then I'll do it.
So then if someone goes to your house and they walk into the kitchen, do you have like the limes on the counter and it says 3 limes for 50 cents?
Exactly how they're stored at the store.
Just the way the store does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'll have a little tray of sausages from the Taste. You know.
Great.
I'll have the full packaging there if they want to buy them and take them home. If they like them.
Perfect. Excellent.
Yeah, that's how I entertain.
Perfect. Well, now we're up to another Chad Gadget with Chad's Crappy Corner.
You might want it at Chad's Crappy Corner. Get it.
Okay, we are back with a organizational gadget. I recorded this just earlier, so let's take a look at me from the past. Hey Dickie D, so here we are inside of this closet here, and this is the problem right now. Currently I have lots and lots of neckties. They're a little bit hard to get to. I actually happen to have 2 different necktie holders here, one metal and one made out of plastic. So introducing the revolving tie rack by Ampersand. You've seen it on
the
box looks like.
Sky Mall.
It's kind of weird. No, the holders to hold it onto the line where really all you see is the black front of the box. But there you go. That's what we're going to be showing off. So let me go ahead and get it open, put some batteries in it, and show it off. So this is it outside of the box. It only requires 4 C batteries, which fit in right there. Here's how the mechanism works on the top, is that this slides out after, after it being locked in. Oh. It would go on the side of the hole up here. Then I fit it in, hopefully, all in one go. Maybe it needs to be this way. I'm glad I turned it around because the light and everything. And then controls are on the locked into place. To stop it from wiggling around, it comes with these metal poles. So you throw these in here, and then that'll keep it level in a good position. Now, there are, at the bottom, a few places to put a few belts. So you do have room for 8 belts, and I believe it was 42 ties. I am having a little bit of issue with this back shelf right here, kind of being in the way as I lock this down. Let me show you where the belt hooks look like. They look like these. They just come separately, and then you fit them into the bottom and then turn them. And there you go. That's where you would keep your belts. And you have, so 4 of these hooks, so basically 1 belt on either side, so 8 positions for belts. So now that it's all installed, I'm gonna give it a quick whirl. You have 2 arrows on either side. So this one, it should go this way, I guess. Oh no, it's not. Those arrows, oh, maybe that one's because that one's pushed out. I don't know. As you can see it going, the light turns on below, and that's how it moves around. In shipping, some of these teeth did get a little bent. So these guys, but they're some type of rubber, so they just kind of bend around. It's no big deal. So let me transfer my ties from my old system onto my new system. Okay, so this is the old, out with the old, in with the new. Here's what it looks like all done. You go ahead and click it, and it moves the ties along. This is a lot slower now that I have filled it
at
with
first
ties.
I thought because I don't know, he did
ties
in the air.
That there's a few ties on there. So that's one way. Here's the other way. I kind of felt like it was almost moving a little too fast in the beginning because it's kind of hard to even like see which ties are going by. it works. I have a few fake ties. So here are my ties that aren't actually ties. Those are there. Here's a bow tie over here. All in all, I feel like it works pretty good. Right now, I have it set so every other thing has a tie on it. That was just because I don't have enough ties to fully add every single tie to every single slot. But it will end up holding, I think I said 40 something ties before. It's actually 64 ties in total, ton of ties. And I decided to do the every other one thing just so that I didn't have a whole bunch of ties on one side and not on the other. All in all, works pretty good. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit worried about the battery. It already seems like it's kind of croaking just a little bit. But with that said, looks okay, works okay. So an okay product review from the Tie Caddy, basically. This did end up costing me $20 at Bed Bath & Beyond. Pretty easy to find, and there's a whole bunch of Tie Caddies just like this online as well.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, 20 bucks on Bed Bath & Beyond. You can find it at bedbathandbeyond.com.
But Chad, how do you get to your belts?
Oh, so I didn't even add them. You were correct about that. I did realize it. It's just like they're kind of hidden behind all the ties. So you have to like part the ties. I would basically forget about the belts. It's a tie thing. Yeah. It's a tie thing. Yeah, exactly. Because also, yeah, you wouldn't be able to see kind of which belt is being used. I have a. I didn't even bother to transfer my belts. I have a belt ring, a belt loop that I can just put belts on. So I've been using that forever, and I didn't have an issue with belts. So I didn't even bother to move my belts along.
Okay.
But yeah, and there's plenty. I mean, this is one of those products that there are 1,000 knockoff products, kind of as there should be. And so this is just a version of it. This is from Bed Bath & Beyond. This is the brand that I got, the revolving tie rack. 20 bucks. Also, Bed Bath & Beyond all the time has a 20% off coupon floating around. So you can get $4 off. You know, you can get it for $16. Not a bad price compared to the other prices that I was looking at on Amazon. And so there you go. The revolving tie rack. Keep your ties organized on Chad's Scrappy Corner. And I can't tell if, because that motor definitely was moving a lot slower at the end of that video than it was in the beginning of the video. I'm not sure if I just threw some kind of dud batteries in there too. That could be an issue. I'll let you know when it decides to give it the ghost. Second time I've said that phrase.
Are those lights in there LEDs or are they old?
I don't know. I didn't look close enough.
Okay.
My impression is that they were LEDs.
Okay.
Let me see if anywhere on this description it mentions LEDs.
Because they looked a little on the incandescent
the warm side. Yeah, exactly. Search for LED on this page. It does not show up any results.
Okay. Okay. No, that could just be another thing that's using batteries.
Exactly. Yeah, and the light is a kind of a good idea. You know, closets are kind of dark things. But I'll be honest, the position and the quality of the light out of that light was not really that great. And also, the ties do move past it pretty quickly.
You need a pin spot.
I do on my ties. There you go. Get a little itty-bitty pin spot. $16, it's fixed. With that, let's move on to Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy, together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
Foghorn. And our email is from Jason Petticord, who says, Bosco is a black lab who needed a good home. People couldn't keep him, and they knew my history with rescue animals. And so in this video, you will see his favorite toy, the tennis ball cannon. So let's take a look at that, and then we can talk more about it.
There he is. Bam!
Hello, Dick, Chad. Meet Bosco. He's a rescue. He's a year and a half old, and I have his favorite toy. It's called a canine cannon. I have the mini because he was 6 months old when he showed up. It's my Hyper Pet.
He's great at bringing it back,
settings.
too.
Yeah.
You pull it back one click, and it lets you pick up the slimy ball. As you can tell, this one's gotten kind of dirty. There's a fresh one right there. It's got 5 clicks you can go back. Depending on how far you pull it, depends on how far the ball flies. Now, Bosco loves it. It gets him his daily exercise. And it also helps him trash my yard. But I also have, and I'm not using them now because you wouldn't see it, glow-in-the-dark ones.
Oh, that's good.
That
nice.
He loves to chase at night. But it allows you to sit and let him do all the exercise. You find it? Where's it at? Okay, Bosco.
Oh, you lost it?
And he will tear everything up trying to find the ball. What's fun is making him lose it. Uh-oh. There it is. You guys have a good one.
That is awesome. I think I need that because that's
Oh,
one
yeah,
thing.
for Charlie.
Yeah, of course. And that's one thing that I have a thing about clean hands. I think it's from getting sick so many times.
Oh, okay.
And assuming that
okay.
the only way I got sick was shaking people's hands and then eating food is every time I pick up a slimy ball, I'm just not good until I can wash my hands later. So having something to launch a ball would be way better than having to toss a ball. And he sent over some images too.
Yeah, Jason sent a picture of what it looks like, the K9 Canon Mini. And as he said, the further back you pull it out, the further the ball goes. And at the front of that, you can push that down on the ball, and that will lock the ball in so you don't have to touch it.
Yeah, nice.
And I forgot, he just said that it was cheaper at his local store than on Amazon, and I forgot to look at how much it was on Amazon. And then he has a picture of, he has 2 rescue dogs. This is his doggie called Kayla. Kayla is deaf, but a great pet. And the other guy we just saw is Bosco. And Jason, believe it, and I already sent you your Mad magazine and your outfit picture. I made a trip to the post office today to mail out the winning Mads to the What the Heck Is It? But before we go to that, we have to mention the videos. So we have we actually have 2 more videos, but then we'll be out.
Nice.
Okay. So we're doing 2 more shows this week. So by the end of this week, we'll be out of videos. So if you have a video, 2 to 3 minutes, put it on YouTube, or there's a drop-down menu. Click Unlisted if you just want us to have the URL. And just make sure it's in the horizontal position and we can hear you. And basically, that's it. And send the URL to mail@gizwiz.tv. And if for some reason you sent in a video and you didn't see it on the show, just send me a reminder. Actually, Jason did. He said, I think I sent you a video 6 weeks ago about my dog. And right now I have 3,000 emails in my email box. So sometimes I lose track of things. Mail@gizwiz.tv. Send us your video. Anything with a gadget, old, new, indifferent.
Perfect. 3,000, Dickie D. You got to catch up. I think I'm at, I don't know if you can read that. I don't know if it'll show up. That's 13,000.
Oh, my God.
Did you? I didn't even realize that notification badges could go up that high. You'd think that after 10,000 they'd just give up.
Yes. No, when I went to 999, I wonder if it went to 1,000. But
and you just had to
I'm
keep
only
trying,
now I'm depressed to know it can go past 3,000 with ease.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that 100K. Really, that's just what I'm hoping for. Thanks, and yes, please send in your videos. It'd be fantastic if we could have more. With that, let's move on to the letter.
Become the letters, your lovely letters. Become the Giz Wiz letters now.
And our letter of the week is from Scott Perrino, Perrino. The subject is the Giz Wiz is now cat approved.
Oh,
and to prove that, he sent along a few photographs. He said, watching the most recent show, my cat Titus seems to love when you guys show off the gadgets. And my cat follows the mouse all around. If the cat is watching now, the cat will be going crazy. All around the TV. And so now you can say the Giz Wiz is approved by Titus.
Oh my gosh, that is adorable. Very
that
adorable.
Is very, very cute.
Love it.
Okay.
I just need. My cat's gone. My cat's being lazy. Out of here. Thanks for sending in that letter. We want to remind you that we're having a virtual meetup or an in-person meetup, depending on what you want to do, on October 21st at 2 p.m. New York time to 4:30 p.m. So head on over to Disneyland or head on over to gizwiz.biz. Click on Dick's blog and log to find out more information and RSVP there. If you can't make it to New York City, you can check it out here at gizwiz.tv. We'll be streaming a little bit of it. I guess we should start right at the beginning, right at 2. We'll stream some of it so that you guys can see along. We'll put a few people in the hot seat.
Yeah, exactly. We'll keep a camera on the chat. The chat room's going to be open so you can ask us questions. And what I hope to do is set up a separate camera. If it's a nice day, set up a separate camera in the backyard under a different Skype name. And then Chad can cut between the Disneyland studio and the backyard. Or perhaps we'll set one up in Dennis's apartment. So you can virtually be here. It'll be great. It'll be great.
Perfect.
Okay, so now, Chad, did you know what the last month's gadget was?
No, I didn't. So here, let me see. I'm going to squint and see if I can scroll past it so that I don't actually see what it is.
Oh, you know what? I may have given the answer away in the photo.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I missed it. So here, let me open this.
Oh, okay.
There we go. So this is what it was.
Yep. Did you have any real idea?
The only thing I can think of is maybe it has that look of like some type of fire alarm or something like that.
Oh, okay. That was pretty much one of the most given answers, but it's not.
Because so what my actual real assumption was it was a fire alarm for deaf people, so it would strobe. This was a strobe light to alert them that there was a fire going on. Was my actual guess.
Okay, so scroll up, and I think I put what it actually is, and it's on Amazon. It is Quake Escape. So, yeah, I know. It is supposed to detect tremors in the earth and light up so that if the power goes out, you'll be able to, I guess you're supposed to buy a bunch of them. Because their slogan is something like "Light your way to safety." Oh, that's just that. This is what Amazon says: "Light your way to safety with this earthquake-activated light and alarm." Now, what do you need if there's an earthquake? What do you need an alarm? I think you're going to know.
Yeah,
but
you're going to know.
But the light part.
There's, I mean, it's a light that has like like a just a motion detector that turns on for a little bit, right? So if you drop it, it'll turn on.
Probably. I do not know. I do not know. And I think it was it $40, something like that.
Yes. Here it is.
Oh, it's $40. It is $40. Are they still selling it?
Yes.
Oh, 2 customers.
Without expert installation, or you can get this expertly installed for $101.60.
Yeah, and that a man comes in and puts it on a table. He says, "Okay, that's good. Just give me a table that doesn't wobble."
Oh my gosh. That is sometimes there are some scary gadgets. Like, I hope no one was really relying on this.
Right. No, exactly. And no one got it. No one got it. We got things like, a lot of people did what you said. A smoke detector with a strobe. Several people said stick up lights for a closet. That could be a Bluetooth speaker with disco lighting. That could be.
That's a good one. I should have.
A musical smoke detector with beat matching LED lights. A pill crusher. That could be. Put the pill. Put the pill in there. Turn it around. Now this is along your lines. A wireless doorbell for people who cannot hear.
Right.
And they would see that someone's at the door with the flashing light. And then silly things. Flying saucer landing pad.
Good. Very good.
Compact pepper grinder for your pocket for people who must have pepper wherever they go.
Grinder. Like it.
Battery operated toothpick holder.
Very good.
Dome light for R2-D2.
It does look like it.
And finally, a globed light show smoke detector. So that's kind of along the lines of what you were thinking. So anyway, and now the new game. See if you can guess what the new game is.
Okay. Well, there's a frame of red and a metal thing. This is a personal portable urinal. So that's what it is.
They're big in France. They are big in France.
It's taken over the soapbox nowadays. But the personal portable urinal.
Okay.
There you go.
I can't comment on it, but okay.
That's what I'm sorry I gave it away. If you think you know what this is, get a guessing over at gizwiz.biz. 6 mad magazines for correct answers, but 12 double the mad magazines for funny, hilarious, clever, interesting, and thoughtful answers. So get a guessing over at gizwiz.biz. We want to give a big thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com. You guys support the show every single episode. You guys are always here from us. You guys are always here for us since episode 1, independent. So thank you guys so much. Right now we have a fun little number of support. We have 444 for support.
Great. That's great.
Thank you guys so much. But let's blow past it. Let's get to the 800s. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much. And if you like the show, please consider giving back just a bit. We would truly appreciate it. We truly do appreciate everybody who has supported so far. You guys are awesome. If you don't want to give reoccurring, which Patreon is kind of geared towards, you can go to gizwiz.tv, click on the Patreon tab at the top of the website, and find a PayPal link on that page. Thank you guys so much for supporting us.
It's been great. This is our 175th independent show.
We're about ready to go to episode 1,700 as well, which is crazy.
Yeah.
We're just talking about how we have the Giz Wiz. I think you're frozen. You're so shocked. You're shocked into being frozen. But the Giz Wiz will have been on the air for 14 years. Is that right? Oh, I may have lost Sticky D. Well, let me say our goodbyes. Please head on over to gizwiz.tv if you want to catch the show live. There you can join the chat room. You can see all of our previous episodes, and you can make sure that you subscribe for future episodes as well. We will be back later this week with more episodes because we are all hitting the traveling pretty hard in September. So head on back here to gizwiz.tv. You can see at the top of the page there's a banner where it will let you know when is the next episode that we will be recording live. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Giz Wiz. We just got Dickie D back, so we'll see you next week.
And I'll be here.